Okay, for our next example of considering the domain of a function, we have a different function this time, and it's actually the square root function. So we're looking at f of x is equal to the square root of x minus 5. And again, I'll bring your attention to elementary facts that we learned back in grade school as far as 5th, 6th, 7th grade. Since we restrict ourselves again to the real line or the real numbers, the only numbers that you can the only real numbers that you can take the square root of will be non-negative numbers, meaning 0 to infinity. So the only thing that we have to consider here that will make, the only values that we have to consider here that will make this function doesn't make sense will be those values that will be negative under the square root. So what we have to do is we have to take what they call the radicand, take the information underneath the radical, and we have to go and solve. So we have to say where is x minus 5 less than 0. So for whatever value of x that when I subtract it by 5 and it comes out to be negative, that's what less than 0 means, will be negative. Those are the values that we don't want, okay? So again, the square root function is only defined for those values that are greater than or equal to 0. So we can also solve this for, so here we're considering the values of x that will not make sense. I tell you what, let's change this right in the middle. Let's actually solve this for, let's say, where is x minus 5 greater than or equal to 0, which would actually give us our domain, right? Because we only want those values that will be greater than or equal to 0. Either way is fine. You just got to make sure you know how to handle in whatever situation. I think this will be a little bit more straightforward. So if I solve this one step again, this says that x is greater than or equal to 5. That's my domain. So in set builder notation, I said that my domain is the set of all x such that x is greater than or equal to 5.